Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion. That is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve, become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 399th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Hammond, and I'll be your host once again. And once again, we are joined with members and support members of the Universal Council who will be presenting today's program. And I'll just note that today's background image is by Grok, with my suggestion of a very simple couple of sentences. I suggested to Grok to show me a meeting of the Universal Community and the Universal Council. There are space brothers and sisters and other aliens, and it made a nice drawing like we see. And then I asked it to add a glowing plasma reactor located at the center of the table. And it did so. So there we are. Okay, let's get into today's program.
Thank you, Rick. This is really great picture, I have to say. I really like it because it's gonna face the reality that we are today, where, especially what's happening now with these two comets. For many people, there are no comet, there are spacecraft in our solar system. So this picture is perfect because maybe it's us in a few weeks' time. Who knows? Who knows? So my name is Stefania, and I represent in the Universal Council member for the Italian language. Yes, so I'm gonna do the introduction today. So I just wanna say welcome, everyone. I hope you're well. I know that for some of you it's daytime, afternoon, evening time, but this is great. We can all meet up here once a week, so and connect. So welcome to One Planet, One Nation, and One Race. So today we're gonna discuss, as usual, the past workshop. We're gonna follow up what Mr. Keshe give us as an update of the 3I and the R2 and what they've been doing in the solar system. So we're gonna hear more later on. And we're gonna start, as usual, with the wish from the Universal Council supporter, and any knowledge seeker who give a suggestion. We're gonna read also their wishes at the end. And yes, we're gonna now start with the World Peace Treaty. Um, yes, so as you remember, as soon you join the Keshe Foundation, the four things they must ask you is to print your World Peace Treaty and sign. And it is really good. And some of us, they even put it in the wall. They frame it and they put it in the wall in their home. Yes, so this is very important, especially now that now we're in contact with, we know for fact the new universal community, it's here as well in the solar system. So we need to sign the peace treaty, because if we want to be part of the universal community and interact with them and share knowledge, we need to be guaranteed that we are in peace and we are not supporting any war. And so this is very important. So, and here is the peace treaty. I don't know if anyone want to read it. I'm read it. I'm reading bad. So if someone wants to read the peace treaty, Mark, would you like to read it?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're going to scroll this, Rick? Because I don't see it all as one page. Okay. We, as citizens of the earth from this moment on, accept to lay down all tools of aggression and war. We shall never think about getting involved or incite war or develop or use any tools of war on this planet or in space. And to this we all agree and swear with our, and you can delete as appropriate. The next step is to put your name, your signature on the date that you agreed. And again, this is what Mr. Keshe mentioned, that we're trying to get the synchronicity of the peace of the universe with the peace of this planet. Date, position, on behalf of. Again, this whole understanding is between you and your soul. On behalf of the, again, nation, territory, council, religion, the city, the town, or as an individual. Have it witnessed, again, signature, position held. And after signing this treaty, be proud to display this certificate wherever you consider being important to you, that everyone can see and know your ethos to fellow men and the mankind and other created beauties of the Creator. And I think you've just created really a reactor, even perhaps a twinity sort of system. But I was thinking you were creating it in a way, a paper reactor. By displaying it, you will actually enlighten or elevate others that read it and just start to consider that they can move in this direction and closer to the Creator, as you've shown. Again, you don't need to sign it with a pen. You can sign it with the pen of your soul. As Mr. Keshe said, if you go into the universal condition, you'll probably never see anything written. But this is part of the ethos of the Keshe Foundation. Remember, we're introducing or adding to man's knowledge with a new science, a new ethos. And you see that on the side of the Keshe coin. We are here to serve and not be served, which in a way, when you first hear that, it's rather uncomfortable because you think, what's in it for me? But we're learning more and more to operate in this dimension. And this is the idea of the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not building things so much in the matter state. But again, this is between you and your soul. They call that the greater struggle and the lesser struggle. And then, of course, it gets applied, or the fields that you're emanating as you become more peaceful spread to the family, to the town, to the city, and so on and so forth. And of course, we have an enlightenment game. If you think you're not peaceful, or maybe you're peaceful and want to get more peaceful, this is part of this structure that's being set up for the One Nation Network, where you can actually teach yourself to become more peaceful. And we'll have to see. This is in the works at some point of development. I think it's closer to finishing than starting, but we'll see the enlightenment game be popularized as well. It's all working together. All the structures of the Keshe Foundation seem to be working in a pattern to bring the world peace, a peaceful condition on this planet. Then we go to the next step, which is more interaction with the universal family, or the bigger structure. We're coming out of this little village and moving into the bigger city. And I think there's a lot of excitement going on here and in the universal community at this time.
Yeah, we start to look outside the box. So there is not just Earth, there is not just a 9 to 5 job, or having a nice car, or having a nice house, but we start in, especially what's happening now with the two spacecraft in the solar system. We start to, we're forced to see out of the box.
So
So,
we're finding out, Stefania, that the
yeah,
sun
we're forced to
doesn't
see,
that
you
the
know.
sun doesn't go around the earth finally.
Yeah. So we are forced to, learn stuff, because once you know what you're doing, that makes the whole difference. So we're learning, and especially I noticed when I look also in the YouTube for the new update of the 3 Atlas, 3 Atlas, 3i Atlas, no? or the RI, you see the conventional documentary, maybe done by NASA or other similar space agency, and they're all the same. They don't have a clue what happening. They are astonishing. They have no answer. And then you come to a simple weekly workshop that Mr. Cash does for free for the last 10 years. And he just explains you step by step why the spacecraft going at the speed, why it's got that color, what happening now, what it is, these lights they've been see coming from the sun. It just explain you with simply with logic what's happening in space right now, and it's really refreshing to have this source of information. And really, this plasma technology, I think, now than ever, really stand out from the conventional science. You can really see the conventional science a little bit stuck and need the plasma science adding to it to make sense of what's happening in the solar system.
It
Yeah,
was
so it's really
amazing.
interesting.
I was seeing something yesterday where the scientists say we've never seen this much nickel and iron in the exhaust, sort of, or the trail that's leaving behind. Mr. Keshe explained that so much that they're starting to shed their jacket or the clothes that this UFO wears, and as it's coming from an elongated position into a spherical, perhaps. Sort of, but the scientists were puzzled, but I sort of understood it in a way, in a simple way, that Mr. Keshe had already sort of briefed us on this nickel and the iron and the rest and how that works in pulling an entity like that into position. But it looks like there's settlers coming in. They're not the first, but we're going to have some guests that are going to populate perhaps part of this planet, Mars, the moon. But I think Mr. Keshe said that Mars would be his choice because it is coming into the position. So beautiful knowledge being revealed that you really haven't found on any of the YouTube channels in reference to these 3-eye and swan objects.
Very useful knowledge, and it really helps us to prepare to this important event, because otherwise we wouldn't know what to do. So I know that Mr. Cash is not the only one that has got this full knowledge on how the universe work. I know there are many other people, like for example, I remember Rick, you show us Ralph Ring, that is a scientist. I hope really that unfortunately he passed away 3 years ago, but I hope the people who bring forward, for example, the work of Ralph Ring, because now Mr. Cash looking for proper scientists who are already into space technology to really move this forward, really give a little push and to really help us to go into the next step. Because if they're already here, we have a Universal Council community, there are visitors. We need to be prepared in such a way that for us it's not going to be a big shock, but we can get the maximum from this event, and then we can help them. Mr. Cash also said on the last workshop that we have to also make sure that we do everything we can to support in this new civilization, and to even welcome in this earth and share home with them. Big opportunity for us because we're going to learn a lot from them. So more than ever, I can see the really the need of learning plasma technology and um, mm, sh- working together. So I hope new scientists come along in the uh, Keshe Foundation, and I hope they making this project of research that Mr. Cash talked about last week. But we're gonna tell more in today in the workshop today. Also, we're gonna talk about the mystery pack of Halloween, because Halloween's coming along. So we can also talk about that too. So we can go to the next slide, start with the wishes. I don't know if you, Mark, you want to add anything?
No, thank you, Stefania.
Yeah,
But we're just opening up again, as Mr. Keshe indicated, that most of the space agencies and most of the people on this planet that refer to that knowledge, it's just another object, or objects flying through, and maybe they're behaving a little bit funny. But as we've been instructed, there's much more going on in the background with these objects than has been revealed to the public. So we're here to open up that process a little bit more today.
Okay, we can go to the next slide. Okay, this is a wish I made for this event, so I wrote, I hope the English is okay. We, the Universal Council, are welcoming the guests from the Universal community, and thank you to make us part of this new creation on the solar system. Let us know if there is anything we can do for you to support you in our journey. I don't know if the English was okay, but yes, it was a way to welcome this new universal community and offer any support. Yeah, because Mr. Cash said that we cannot miss this opportunity of sharing knowledge. We'll go a couple of seconds of silence.
Sorry. So low.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul our field friends to empower the world leaders to negotiate and sign the World Peace Treaty, pledging their nations to a permanent and everlasting peace on this planet. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul the strength that humanity needs to overcome physical suffering.
We, the Universal Council, wish for financial support or work for the KF and Mark Ray Corporation to be distributed accordingly as one planet, one nation, and one race. And we are present with this wish.
Okay, we, the Universal Council, give our soul collectively for elevating the soul of Prime Minister Netanyahu for him to choose the peace over the conflict. Our wish is our command.
We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of the leaders to achieve the permanent and lasting peace, avoiding the suffering of physicality on this planet.
Okay, next we have an excerpt on becoming a Universal Council member. And just get that lined up here. I'll play that now.
There's something which I should have made announcements. As we are structuring and in a new development of the Keshe Foundation is worldwide application and implication. As we set up the structure for Universal Council, a number of Universal Council members have become old and they reach the age of 60 and they served during the 60 years they are there till 61. They to run the functionality of the operation of the what we call energy dimension, the Universal Council members, if you want to become, please consider and let your soul decide of many languages around the world, as these will be announced very soon internationally. And we expect the souls to serve. And if it's from the knowledge seekers who understand the technology with dimension of the soul, you can apply for to be added to and become a member of the Universal Council. The Earth Council is appointed by the Keshe Foundation on the grounds of true structure of the nationality. Understanding the culture that there is no prejudice by physical dimension of the borders. And so if you feel your soul is there to serve humanity in expansion and the growth of it, just apply for it at the Keshe Foundation or send the email to info@keshe.foundation, say I would like to be a member of the Universal Council. We receive this regularly, and now we're going to expand this very rapidly due to what is to come and what is to be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Rick. I also want to add that as Shriman Mehranji was said about joining as Universal Council members and Universal Council support members, as we are all universal souls, my dear beautiful souls, as we are one. And in this balance, in this understanding of one planet, one nation, one race, we are here to serve. So join, welcome to Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization, to be a Universal Council member, to serve all souls in existence. This is so much necessary in this now time, as we are in interaction with galactic beings, spaceships, huge masses. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Salam, namaste, salute. Yes, I love you, my soul. I'm sorry, I apologize. Join the soul of man with the soul of physicality. By speaking these words in this moment, now, I love you, my soul. I live you. I love with you. And I adore you. A little bit stretching, adoring. So, what does soul give you back? See. So, I will say that when I have done this, started doing this, there is so much trust what decision I make in this peaceful road, in this peaceful way, and experienced the love, the universal love in a way, experiencing. So say this, I love you, my soul. I live with you and I love with you and I adore you forever. Thank you. Thank you. And we can go to the next presentation, my dear Rick. Yes, soul connection, beautiful souls. As we are all connected, we are one. As Jesus always said, we are one soul. And that is the beauty of this oneness, this one planet, one race, one nation. If one soul even think of that, this peacefulness, this universal love, everybody is part of it. It is getting communicated everywhere. And the soul is like that. You know? So soul in the soul connection, we will I will say it in Hindi. My Indian national language of India. And breathing in, a deep breathing in and deep breathing out gives you this now moment living prana, this prana, the living, the life you are. And this is so important now, standing in between the past and the future. And the past has been this memories you want to remember some, but don't want to. Detaching from that in this now moment, you have created this new, peaceful, very peaceful and loving creation of yours. And we are all living it. Thank you. And I'm starting it, and it will be for 3 minutes. And I will start now in Hindi. प्रियजनों, प्रिय भाई बंधु बंधुओं, आप सबका स्वागत है इस आत्मा के विचार में, इस आत्मा के सम्मान के लिए, इस आत्मा के मिलन के लिए। और मैं आपसे यही कहूंगी कि आप एक गहरी सांस लें, एक खूबसूरत सा एहसास करें और उस गहरी सांस को वापस छोड़ें सबके लिए, सबके भलाई के लिए, सबके खुशी के लिए, सबके प्यार के लिए। ये दुनिया बदलने वाली है अभी, आपके द्वारा, आपके हर सांस के द्वारा। तो हम आत्मा को नजरअंदाज नहीं कर सकते अब, क्योंकि आत्मा से ही सब कुछ तय है और हम आत्मा से ही मिले हुए हैं और हम एक हैं, एक जीवन, एक प्राण, एक ग्रह, एक जाति, मनुष्य जाति, एक राष्ट्र, सबके लिए। तो हम सांस लेते हैं, धीमे से आप गहरी सांस लीजिए और थोड़ी सी देर बाद उस सांस को एक अलौकिक अलौकिक आलो की तरह, उजाले की तरह सब दूर फैलाइए। तो हमारा आत्मा का जो मिलन है वो अभी से शुरू होता है 3 मिनट के लिए। कृपया ध्यान दें अपने श्वास पर, और जो चीज आपको जरूरत नहीं है उसे मिटाइए, और जो चीज आपको जरूरत है उसे अपने साथ लेकर भविष्य में लौटिए। तो सांस लेना शुरू करिए, और अब ये शुरुआत होती है आत्माओं के मिलन की। The time starts now. Thank you. थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच। और मैं यही कहूंगी कि आत्मा की ये मिलन की वेला आप जरूर जारी रखिए हमेशा के लिए, यही समय है। और यस ब्यूटीफुल सोल, कीप इट गोइंग, बी कंटिन्यू forever. Forever is the new word for timelessness. So thank you for being present in this moment with all the love in your heart, all the peacefulness in your heart, all the abundance in your heart, spreading all over, giving to all souls in connection. So this meeting is so beautiful and it will be always. Thank you. Sashwat Pranam. Salam Namaste. Salut.
Hello, it's Mehran's UC Universal Council support Farsi language. We, the Universal Council, invite you to freely unite your souls. Originally, it was at 9 p.m. that we all connect together as a fixed time. And then there is a new idea of connecting the souls every 3 hours, unifying them to illuminate, unifying them with every soul you think is a peace-wishing, peaceful, good intention mind. And the goal is to give from our souls to illuminate, to elevate the soul of all leaders and find that they find the path to permanent peace, avoiding the suffering of physicality on this planet. And also, I may add, the success of our souls here and ever. Because what stays after the body is tired and cannot work with the soul, it's still the soul, and it has still its life. And what we do, what we gain in the soul power in this world, in this 70, 80, 90, 100 years here, which is a short time regarding other dimensions that we go later on. So after that, we use whatever we have gained in this short life here. If we do right, if we respect the ethos, which is universal, means not to harm, not to kill, not to steal. And then we have a powerful soul. And this so powerful soul can go wherever it wants. He decides and it is there. He wants to be with anybody he wants in a nice environment, happiness and joy, as long as he continues. So our mission in this life is to gather as much as we can the wealth of the soul, not to waste it, not to steal from our souls as much as we can, as much as we are aware of. And the way to elevate our soul is to be kind, to be ready to give service. If we can, unconditional love. Hate is one of the things which waste our time, which makes our body and mind ill when we get nowhere with it at the end. And so cultivating the unconditional love without expectation, that's the best action we can ever take as much as we can. Not that we can do it always. Sometimes we don't even have enough of calmness and concentration. So we just react to the situation. But as long as we get our mind fixed, we can redeem our souls. We can redeem to those who have been hurt by us. Because if we hurt somebody, even though they don't say it, it's still written in the books of the universe. And that we owe that to that person. And when one day the soul gets free and he can see everything, we feel the heaviness, the pressure of that we owe others, whatever it is. So another thing is that we can say that I don't need all these things. I can make anything I want with my own hands. To have a trust that I can make what I want. So we get a little bit spaced from all this rush to keep and to get in no matter ways, and not to think of these consequences for our soul. So the other things to raise our souls easily, we can say thinking good, talking good, and doing good. They are all a circle, they are together. You talk good, you act good, you act good, you talk good, and you think good, you do, and talk good. As much as we can, because it's not forceful. The moment we are aware of it, we try our best to do it. So that's the whole story about elevating the souls. And what happens if the soul is not elevated? If we have a soul from our souls, we have been cheating and stealing and killing and all of that. So what happens is that our soul is very weak. It's just like a feather in the endless cosmos darkness by itself. And Mr. Keshe says nothing is worse than being all alone in this whole cosmos. So that's those who have lost the treasure of their soul by their acts, by their deeds, and also intentions and the energy they give to people. It doesn't matter how they look like in the outside. Doesn't make what color and race and religion. It's all the same as long as we respect the ethics of the soul. And we are all the same. There is no, nothing is better than the other. No one is lower than the others. And there is no difference. And then we also, by doing good in the environment, we do good for the animals and plants, which are we encounter or they are around us. So if we change the position of one magnet, for example, us, the other magnets close to that change. So that's how important that helps us to be conscious, aware of what in each second we do and we talk and we affect the environment. So thank you very much. And this soul connection, I feel that it's important and it's effective. With whoever in the world which is peace loving, it's good. We all work at the same level. And maybe one day, if we are lucky, we encounter the beings of universal community and see what gift they are bringing for us. So the future is bright. We have come a long way in Keshe Foundation. We are just near the end of this period before we get to the prosperity dimension of this world. So I thank you all very much for being here. And I wish us a life of service and good ethics. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mehran. How beautifully you said. So beautiful. Thank you so much. And here we invite you to connect with a member of the Universal Council to send us your questions to be answered live each week and or the needs of your community. As the everything in Keshe Foundation is updating in a level of beauty and totality, so the Universal Council um, uh, page also. So there will be a email that you can straight contact with the Universal Council and Universal Council support members. And I will also say that as it is going on, the process is going on, you can connect with us and we can connect with you in the telegrams of different languages of Keshe Foundation. And you can say what you want to say. As we are all learning, dear beautiful souls, we can share each other's experiences. We can have a little advice from your side, from our side. We have many, many things to share, beautiful souls. So welcome, welcome to all the telegrams now to share what you want to share, dear beautiful souls. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Salam, namaste, salut.
Oops. Okay. Next, we have an excerpt from the X platform. And this is a communication with Mr. Keshe. Let me get it shared here. With Mr. Keshe regarding the 3I and 2R systems. And this is a post that he put out a few days ago. And would someone like to read this? It goes on for a bit here, but I think it's important information that we should read. Mark, would you like to do that? Or?
Sure. 3I and 2R are intelligent and controlled systems. They have internal matter-energy system and geometrically energy matter-spaced entity construction with different spacing gap, which gives them different shapes. But in essence, both are made of energy geometry of energy of matter and not matter energy. On Earth, we are used to matter state, and space is made of energy state of the matter. When our scientific community understands this, then these objects are not an enigma to us. On Earth, we are used to live through matter state and shapes. Space is made of and controlled by energy of matter and is held together by geometrically positioning these energies to keep its shape. You call these anything you like, as you do not understand the geometry of energy, and they become a puzzle. If you understand about the plasma energy and its configuration of energy to hold on to its existence, then you do not it Da Vinci Code and all other names. It must be you do not call it Da Vinci Code and all other names. 3I and 2I are both energy space plasma systems and are controlled by intelligent and intelligence existence and are travelers of our galaxy and universe. The proof of this is simple and uncanny if one understands the difference between matter energy and energy of matter. The system inside these flying objects are plasma and look hollow, and outside hard-looking matter, and they travel with speed of energy and not matter. This is why we have seen them so big and so fast. As in energy of matter, you travel through magnetic field connections, which are already operational in universe and not fighting the matter state to gain position and speed. It is their pulses or frequency of noise which indicates conversion of matter energy to matter. They have regularity in pulse, which means they have intelligence and life on board. When plasma is converted to matter, it needs and creates frequency and pulse. This is why 3I, it is hollow inside, as is using plasma energy of matter, and looks hard object outside, as it has frequency or conversion of energy to matter ratio. As they are hydrogen plasma based, these systems are connected to all dynamic plasma source of the center of the object, like center core of the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon. The proof of this is that they are creating regular pulse frequency in the waters of oceans as they interact with the plasma in the center of the Earth. All they need to move forwards and from one point to the other, they need to tune into frequency of the destination and be attracted by its energy of matter plasma of its core. Both 3I and 2R are on their way to Earth, and we will encounter with their energy of matter and in the conversion of energy to matter at Earth's surface interface and its heartbeat or frequency. We will see them as men and women, and we will feel their heartbeat and their love for us humans. They are not danger to us, but most probably this is how originally man occupied this planet to start with. Understand the science of creation and no need for fallacy or mystery making of true essence of love of Creator. I can read it, Rick, but I can't explain it in much depth.
I think you did very good, Mark. It's not an easy thing because even all of our top scientists of the world are having a very difficult time explaining these objects. And 3I in particular is from outside our solar system, and it's, what can you say? It has the essence of well, alien life in some manner.
And isn't it interesting that the person that wrote this indicated, I think in one of the workshops, that he's flown on these systems, familiar with these systems, and maybe even knows these people.
Yes, indeed. Maybe many of us do.
Yes. Yes. And of course, this is the access that universal teachers have.
I mean, the clue for me was definitely when he said the spacecraft are energy of matter and not matter of energy. Here, when he said, but in essence, both are made of energy geometry, of energy of matter. It's very important because Mr. Keshe, he teaches us this all the time. That now, this actually was the Congress in Beijing, that we can, we don't need to create from factory, but we work in matter, the matter to create, but we can create directly from the energy fields, from the magnetic fields. That's why he's saying that what happened in the space now with 3I and 2R is the proof of the pudding of what he's teaching us. So what he's teaching us is the theory And if anyone said, now I cannot believe until I see it, I cannot believe what you're teaching to us because I never seen it. Now he said, look, it's in front of your eyes. It's happening now. NASA reported. All the space agency are follow these two spacecraft. So we can see now, people cannot say that, oh, the plasma technology doesn't exist because I don't believe in it. So this was a strong point how Mr. Keshe started the last week workshop by saying now, for who doesn't believe how plasma technology works, just going to look up the 3I and 2R. That is the proof of how the energy works. Yeah, so I think it's very important where we are now.
And of course, he showed this, I think, Stefania, in Beijing. Didn't he say he created the energy of gold from the energy state of matter?
Yes, now he tried to teach us how to build anything we want from the energy, from the fields. And he even said 2 workshops ago, he gave us the steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and he start talking about the exhibition in Beijing, and it said step 1, star formation. So he put these 3 reactors. They actually are just creating different field strength, and these 3, by interacting these 3, then you can start to create like a new dimension, and then you can freeze. He talks about be able to control in the fields, be able to manipulate in the fields. This is what he tried to teach us, how to manipulate the fields.
Yes,
How,
apparently. Yeah,
Mhm.
first you create a field that'll make a material,
Yeah,
and then the second part is to create that sort of shape you want that material to stick to. In other words, you create a second field, which would be the shape of your object. And then the third field you'd create would be the material that would protect you or packaging. And I think the fourth field was emotion. But again, I'm just getting a concept of it rather than full understanding of how this is done. I know Rick was asking in that video that we played, would the material fall to the floor or would it float? And if you were creating a structure, that material would float apparently and then stick to the second field of the structure, the geometric structure you created. But again, this is a mystery for me, how it's done.
It's not really a mystery. It's just because he said many times we do this all the time, every day. We do this all the time. That's why when you think about something, then after 2 minutes, someone said to you, "Oh, you think about you need a pen," and 2 minutes later, someone come to you and say to you, "Do you want the pen?" You know. So we don't we do it all the time, but we are not conscious of it. So he tried to make us conscious. That's why he talk a lot about emotion. So there is a way that we can manipulate these fields if we stay into the energy state and we don't go down into the matter state. So we stay one step up where everything is one, and we start to going into the feelings, not on the thinking. So we don't think, we just feel. So we tune into the feelings. Then we can create that feelings of that emotion that it's connecting to that type of structure. So it just teaches us to stay one step up. Don't go into the 3D world that we know about, that stays in the energy, and learn how to manipulate these fields. And he said that that's why we need to understand how the 3I it's made and the 2R are made, how they operate, because we can learn from them. And they will learn from us because we can transmute. Some of us can transmute. So So if they can transmute it, they wouldn't need a spacecraft. But Mr. Keshe talked to us. That's why it's important to go and re-listen this last workshop. Yeah. So as a practice, we have to just get into that a way of thinking that it's possible. It's how the universe works. And now 3i is the proof of the pudding. We can see they doing it in front of our eyes. We can see that the 3i is in tuning to the magnetic, to the gravitational and magnetic fields of the Earth, of the solar system. Sorry. We know the solar system is based on iron strength, so that's why it's green light coming up, because the Nikon, it's similar to iron at the energy field strength. So you can see this spacecraft is matching, it's choosing the fields he wants to interact to. And Mr. Keshe said it is the reason why then this 3i and 2r get pulled towards the sun. And also he said they connecting to Earth. That's why the vibration of the water of the Earth, it's the same as the 3i, because the 3i to come towards us, it doesn't use any fuel. He tuned into these magnetico-gravitational fields, and because it starts interacting with the sun, with the Earth, with Juniper, it's where it creates, it's make its direction of movements of the spacecraft. And then he said this lightning, this explosion, and he explained that the explosion of this lighting, it's just an interaction of that the 3i with the magnetic field interacting with the sun, and it's got a feedback from the sun that creates the lightning. And then explain, like in the body of the man, we multiplied our cell, multiplied all the time, because they interacting, they gathering energy from the outside as well, and this create a cell to multiply all the time. Is how we are going forward day by day, by this our cell multiply all the time. And he said the same thing is happening with the 3i and 2 and R2. They multiplying. 3i is multiplying. So he's going to through the whole process of creation, and he give us an update on the last workshop, on the 610, on this of what happened with 3i and R2. Yeah, but literally, if you look it carefully, it tells us the same things over and over in a different ways, and we just get in our head more around to make everything sense. But the things are the same. So we have to learn how to feel the fields, how to interact with them, and how to freeze them, to then be able to create what we want. And also we need to interact with the fields to switch time, so switch from one dimension to another, so to be able to transmute, because we are everywhere and anywhere, and we're all connected. Just go into this thing. So I really recommend to see the last workshop. I don't know if you didn't want to add more stuff on this. In the second part, he's going to talk about the surprise tricks package for Halloween that we can buy, and there it's another chance for us to interact with the fields. He said, for example, who approaches cosmic ray, they interact with higher level of fields, so they will receiving higher information, higher knowledge. So a way for us to learn is also to buy this a package of the Keshe Foundation put out for us to experiment it and report back. And then he also looking for, in this last workshop, he looking for new scientists, because he's saying because of this big event happening with the 3I and 2R, and no scientist in NASA can make sense of it, he look in the needs of looking for scientists who they are open-minded and they can add in the plasma technology to their knowledge and make more sense of what's happening now, so we can move forward quicker. Yes, so if you want to add in anything to this.
I'd like to add a little bit.
Yeah, okay,
here.
go, Mark.
Sort of, Mr. Keshe sort of hinted about this in the 603rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop, where I read, we'll get access to a knowledge which leads us to understand in a bigger picture the whole process of creation. Very soon, we'll be joined by a race which brings a knowledge to man the man could not even imagine exists. It will change our dimension of understanding of the creation. They'll bring new emotions to man, and they'll bring us a dimension of knowledge which we don't even know exists. It's not even in our imagination that such a thing can exist. And this process it will bring with it a new dimension, and with it, it comes an elevation of this, what we call the soul of the man. So I think this could be what he may have been referring to about 7 weeks ago, before this became so popular in a way in the media, blocked but yet popular.
Definitely, we like chicks that come out of the eggshell into the world. It feels one of those where there is so much knowledge out there that we don't, like you said, that we even impossible for us to imagine. But we need to stretch out our imagination and come out of the box and start to learn more. There is not just these 3 dimensions that we live in. There are more to it that we need to learn to make a sense of what's happening today, even in the universe.
Dean, anything you'd like to share?
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Stefania. Yeah, I've just been looking at the transcript of what Mr. Keshe was speaking about, and listening to your knowledge, which is extensive and very wonderful to listen to. From my understanding, we're going to see an interaction between these 2 entities, these 2 souls, these 2 aliens, whichever word you would like to put to this condition. And you're going to see an interaction where one of the souls is starting to split and starting to create many more different interactions. It's a bit like when Mr. Keshe was speaking about, the magnet, and if you slice the magnet, it would still have the same field strength each time that you dissect a little part of it, and but you just make more of it. So for the world scientists, this is a new understanding. They're probably watching this, and as we've heard earlier on, they're not understanding the totality of it or part of it, and the knowledge seekers, in the knowledge that they've gained through the teachings of Mr. Keshe and the Universal Council and the knowledge seekers, and everybody that's been present, has helped us to understand a little bit more of what's really taking place. It's been explained, but you need to spend a little moment being present to receive the knowledge. You can wait for it to come to you, or you can be present and receive it. It's that space gap, it's where the energy is. It's where the soul sits. It's an understanding for humanity to elevate and go to the next cycle. I know that Mr. Keshe was saying that there will be, when these 2 entities come together, there will be like a flash of light. Maybe this will be the enlightenment for humanity. It'll be instantaneous, and will humanity change in that moment, in that very second? And he says, will it be in the next 100 years, 1,000 years, or will it be now? Or will it be at the end of this month? Quite possibly. Because we know it's the end of a cycle that was written in the calendars by certain theological souls present on the planet Earth. So in their very own teachings and books, they're aware of this cycle from the universe, which tells you that some of these things are not spoken about, they're not shown, but they're known about by some that keep it to themselves. The foundation, the knowledge, is creation. It's open to all. It's not a knowledge for one or and not all the others. This is from the past times. In this present moment, if you absorb and listen to these teachings, listen to the people speaking, listen to the soul and what they're giving to you, you will receive the knowledge that you need as a universal entity, as a sun, as a star, as a galaxy, as a black hole that sits within your very structure. And when you tap into that and when you understand that, then you can become part of all of it. And this understanding, this knowledge of what these entities are doing, this first contact with the human species, is it the first contact? Or is it the first contact that we're allowed to witness? We're actually going to witness something that is going to change humanity's understanding, and we're going to have to elevate because it's the next stage on, and we're all part of it. As it was said earlier on, no one is higher, no one is lower, and we can all receive this. There is no distinction between whatever you call yourself. You're a soul present on planet Earth, and are about to witness and become part of something very spectacular and very elevating for the whole of humanity. The universal community are welcoming, the young child, the newborn into the bigger totality, and may it be a beautiful interaction that creates, the wonders of the universe. And for this energy, this centralized energy to be present as it is already, but to be present within you so you can experience it and share it with all. That the beauty of creation, being present in this moment. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Rick.
Okay, we can, I think, go to the next part here, which is announcements from the 610th Knowledge Seekers Workshop with Mr. Keshe. And this is about a 20-minute video, so we'll get into depth on some of the information and knowledge that Mr. Keshe is putting forward, again from the last 610th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. Okay, here we go.
As usual, our announcement is for what's happening around the foundation and what is about to happen and what we have. We hope in the next few minutes, and what we call the manufacturing side of the Keshe Foundation will offer a symbolic, as was before, mystery packs, one for Halloween, which is about 30 days from now on. The last order should be in by around about 15th, 18th of this month. And one for Christmas again is what we call the mystery packs, as usual, and which is one is subject to Halloween, one is for the New Year, Christmas. And There will be a very limited number of these. It's not a huge number. A special order has been done with a very limited number, and they try to cover it. Our position with the systems is the same. The first three, or what you call it, control units for the communication units, which we are all participating, is just completed matter of past 48 hours. We'll go for its development testing, and hopefully once completed within the next 2 to 3 weeks, then we should start seeing delivery of the units by the end of the month, hopefully, across the, what we call, all the knowledge seekers around the world. And we start going to deliver, and we should reach the 10,000 units by 2027, latest 2026. And it's how we produce the systems. Today, as usual, we are keeping a very tight observation on more or less all your knowledge seekers as you are connected to the systems which we run, and we are observing how you're interacting. And next week, most probably, the new system, many of you will feel different, and we will release what we call the date of the meeting of the October for a test with this new system, which is in a way partially in design works the same as what we call the 3I. We have reached that level of knowledge and technology with our knowledge seekers that will test. Maybe if we can do even beginning tests next week or the week after, that you feel what, and you will go through an experience of the transmutation in a different way, and then we'll see how everything else takes shape in the coming time and weeks. Please support us with as many units. We're still looking for, we have to reach the 10,000 units, and we have started speaking to the governments for allocation of these units in universities and different structures around the world. And hopefully we'll see how everything takes shape and how it'll be. There is a possibility that by the end of this month or sometime early next month, if you remember in 2012, 2013, we announced the establishment of the Keshe Foundation Knowledge Seekers Group, which gathered together. We had many applications. We chose about 8, which many of you came to Italy and started the work and learning. It's possible that in the coming weeks we'll announce the establishment of the Research Center for Keshe Foundation worldwide, where you as knowledge seekers come in to do the research. The same way we will announce the fee, how much it will be per person, and what field you want to be. And you spend according to that period of time in research and development in certain aspects with the world scientists which you bring in. That between you and your expertise and what we bring in around the world as scientists, will start the collaboration of the spreading of the research center in every aspect of the technology. We'll give you a very few window time, very short time. It could be in the world of medicine, energy, agriculture, and every other way. You live and you more or less eat in the environment of the research and development with your own teams. And this has to be done the way I understand it will be the best way, by nations. You sponsor people to be in this research. And how many people we can take in? We estimate between 200 to 500 researchers will be in this research center. If our negotiation completes, we'll be living within the environment literally accommodation within the structure of the research center. There's a possibility we can provide that if you come in for 1, 2, or 5 years, to go in with your families, that you're not isolated. So if you see yourself and you want to be in a specific line of research, once we come to a final agreement, we invite you. We give you a very short time that you become part of the researchers in what we research. And this development will be over the next 12 months. It's not everything is ready tomorrow. In a way, we work with the world scientists to bring in the new technologies from a massive, impressive research center. And then we spread it. In a way, we, instead of doing researches in different parts, we bring the world scientists, the governments, and the different organizations and companies pay to be part of this research. And we give that opportunity to knowledge seekers to be part of this. Once this is all worked out within the next 2 months, we announce it, we give it time. You can, amongst you, decide. It has to be not just a knowledge seeker, it has to be an expert in that field. We just don't accept somebody who knows how to make ganses. If you are computer specialist, microchip specialist, if you are a doctor, you have to be a specialist in your job and understand the work of the what we call Keshe technology and everything else, that you become part of the structure. We just don't want knowledge seekers. We want experts who know what it means to be involved in research. We will announce this in more detail once hopefully we come to final agreement, and then you are invited for at least 1 to 2 years with your family. If you're married, you have children, all be accommodated in that structure within the what I call campus of the research center. We organize everything once we are step by step. Which section would often technology, what part, and as the sections become available, you can join it as communities, as nations. You can sponsor people to do this. You can be observers to the whole technology. And then we open up the technology in a very direct way into public. Again, as part of this process, we use the structure of what we set up as Macro Corporation of America for direct investments and other things and commercialization between the countries. Please be very, very well understood by all of us. We are not looking for knowledge seekers to come in like last time, 10 years ago, to learn. You're an expert in any field and you think you can be good in research and development of the new technology with a group of world scientists, you're welcome to participate. It will be one of the most impressive research centers around the world, as when you enter the building, is absolutely perfectly set for the new space era and everything else which goes with it. I hope we can conclude this within the next 30 days, 60 days. The place and the position will not be disclosed, and we ask knowledge seekers to keep the same. Those of you who get the, what I call the understanding to be as part of the World Research Center for the world scientists from all corners of the world, from NASA to Russian Space Agency, to the Iranian Space Agency, to plasma technologies from CERN, they all converge in this place as we are organizing it. But it has to be paid for and it has to be looked after, and it'll be the same. In a way, you sponsor a scientist to be part of, to develop and bring the ethos of what we do and what is about to come. Purely plasma, cosmic ray technology and nothing else. Step by step, in collaboration with governments and major corporations around the world, this center will be set up, and partially could be in the next few months, if we get it successful, of the corporation, you'll be part of the work with the World Space Agencies within the same place and same time. We have already started moving a couple of our leading scientists in Keshe Foundation in the position they have already moved, are moving, and we already positioned a couple of them in a place to start. It's not something going to happen, it hasn't started, but this time it will be done very slowly, and it's part of the agreement. The position, the place of the research stays confidential, even with the companies which we are negotiating at the moment to bring in. I hope when we come now to delivery of the technology on a very large scale through international organizations which we have set up, and you'll see the most of it to come up. We are part of the Keshe Foundation development. We have reached production of pico materials for computers. And I was in communication with one of the leading system manufacturers in the past few days, that to produce a system that once we produce these what we call cosmic materials as microchips or computers, there's no need for wire, but they have emotion. They know if this chip is going to be used for a weapon or is going to be used for production of a child and life, because it's the way they're produced. So we have to consider additional, not ethical implication, but the system ethic itself is a new dimension in work. And we, especially past week, I'm closely involved with this to produce a system where we produce new communication chips or new what we call instruments of storing. And as you know, I said before, the Dutch company in Holland is working on about 3 nano. Chinese are happy they come to about 5 or 4 nano. We're talking about pico. But now the system made or to be developed for pico production of the chips has to have a logical, ethical system of its own. And it's another process now. We're looking at how to place, how to produce, and how to separate to do such a thing. And our common belief with the people I work and talk with is that the centimeter cube of this, which is the size of a present microchip, can hold the whole information, all the computers on this planet today. All the nationals, all put everything, they can fix it into 1 cube. And we have to understand what we produce, what ethics brings, and how it affects our society and the people in line. It's not as simple as what it used to be before. If you work in or you have any experience of nano chip or chip production in Silicon Valley, which a lot of you are going out of work, get in touch with Keshe Foundation. We are looking for your experience in the new research center. If you work for companies like ASML in Holland, which lost a huge contract, and you are aware of how to make systems, and the other Dutch and German company, we are looking for your expertise in the new research center. We have to develop new system technologies to be able to produce machines and systems that can deliver ethical operation and universal operation. It's not anymore if it's 0 to 1. It's 0, 1, and emotion. And it cannot be separated because it's part of the characteristic of the system. So nowadays when we speak about production of materials, there's an additional couple of more additional factors we have to consider. Interior design will be one of the ways of, actually, one of the most fundamental ways of interacting the fields and humanity. Somebody who understands the work of the fields and can design systems that we can be in it, you're going to be very, very useful. Send your CV to info@keshe.foundation. If you are in the commercialization of any part of the Keshe Foundation technology, and you've done research and development in any part, and you need, not just so you're making something, little gases and you sell. There are a large number of knowledge seekers who are around the world. They have set up companies and they do little things with the Keshe Foundation technology and add something else, and they're making a living, but they're adding technologies or using technology different way. Get in touch with Keshe Foundation. If we see appropriate, we bring you under the umbrella and we'll give you facilities for research and development and commercialization. We already have started. It's not something we're going to do. We already started with a number of knowledge seekers who have shown a viable commercial business, and they, at the moment, done research. They do some other work, so combine the Keshe Foundation technology with others, but still at the banner of the using the plasma technology. They're joining us. It's just getting set up. We are looking for, it doesn't matter which country you're in. We don't want retailers or resellers or somebody who just makes a gas. Some of the knowledge seekers have gone through the research development into setting up companies, agriculture and all sorts. Get in touch with us. We'll look at it. We might even bring you into the research side, or bring your company into research, development and commercialization. You run it in conjunction with the Keshe Foundation. We don't want to get involved in your side of business. But if we see something advantageous towards our work, we bring you in. We already have agreed with a few of the knowledge seekers this way. They're merging their companies into Keshe Foundation. But they run it because they understand the commercialization of their work and what the knowledge from the Keshe Foundation can do. If you are doing such a thing, you develop the technology and you want to reach higher, deeper research, yes, we are ready to discuss. If you have any experience with bioagriculture, deep way of bioagriculture, in conjunction with the Keshe Foundation technology, and you already run a commercial venture, but you still do research and other thing, we will like to speak with you. If you do anything with, as part of the work using the gas technology, with the what you call regeneration of, or getting more active, or what do you call it, changing of the, whatever you call it, the energy, we are interested to talk with you. If you run a company on this basis or you develop part of the technology, to join the Keshe Foundation Research and Development and Commercial. You run the commercialization, we create the ground for it. And we join you with the others. Especially those of you who are in bio production of the, what you call, agriculture. We are looking for people with experience, large experience with the culture, because we bring everything together and we give it an umbrella of the work of the Keshe Foundation in a very large scale. Get in touch, info@keshe.foundation. Those of you who have experience in, as I said, microchips, production of microchips, systems, not the chips themselves, so much systems, we are interested to know. Those of you very good in system controls of the, what we call advanced plasma technology, we are interested to know. There are a large number of Americans who are becoming unemployed in these fields. we are interested to talk. But under the understanding that you run already a business and you want to bring it into what we call a larger scale research and development of facilities, and you bring in everything in and we put everything together.
All right, that was our excerpt from the last Knowledge Seekers workshop. Go back to our program now, and I believe it's time for transmutation. Not sure.
Hello.
Let's see if we think we've kind of covered that. So transmutation time. Go ahead, Moshfek. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. There might be a little background noise. I don't know whether you can hear it. I'm in a different location, but in any case, hopefully you can't hear it anymore. Can you hear it a little bit or not?
No.
There is.
No, it's quite good at canceling.
Okay. All right. So the transmutation. Today we'll talk about transmutation in a more on the physical side. Let's call it that. What do I mean by that? I mean, when I talk about transmutation in the physical side, I'm talking about the time factor. Time factor means we want there is a transmutation process which takes a certain time to transmute. This particular aspect is important when we are transmuting in a physical condition where certain timing factor has to be in place. Sometimes the transmutation needs to be very fast. Sometimes it needs some time. So where does that come into play? At the soul level, if we think about it, the transmutation, there is no time. And based on the emotions involved and the intelligence and the enlightenment involved, the factors of the time can be set. And as we come to the physical, not in the energy dimension, in the physical dimension, where place, position, and possession creates the space-time condition to manifest. The time factor is determined by all these factors, which again is coming from the energy dimension. So there is an interface between the two, which again is through an energy dimension of emotion. So let's say, I mean, I'm going to use some examples here. For example, let's say we want to physically transmute, or we want to transmute some conditions on the planet. When the physicality is not used to such things, sometimes we have to go about doing it at a certain pace. And there are environmental conditions which dictate, so transmutation does not mean only what we are transmuting. It is also transmuting in an environment of fields. So that also dictates the manifestation, the time that we set for manifestation and its duration. So the emotion that is involved in this process has to take into account this environmental condition. So the emotion itself is a factor of the intention and the enlightenment and intelligence, as well as the environmental condition as we move to the physical dimension. So in doing that, like, let's say, we live in, I'm going to give you an example. We live in a family and a situation where we want to change certain physical characteristic of ours. And if one morning we look completely different, they won't even recognize us. Or my family wouldn't recognize me, and if I give myself as an example. And that will be a shock to the environmental system that we call the family. So this change, whatever the change may be, has to be done over a period of time so that the environmental condition can adapt to it. And we see this kind of thing even in what we are doing in terms of global expression of the plasma technology. We have to take into account the prevailing condition and work with it to release the technology or transmute the physicality condition of the planet so that it's in a position to accept it in a large scale. It's the same story as the condition of changing one's physicality in a family condition. But the knowledge, enlightenment, and understanding comes from the energy level. It's not at the physical level. So the transmutation process has to take into account this context of the environment and its interaction with the fields. So, one of the things that came up recently is the gold making process. So in the gold making process, you have the environmental condition of the, let's say, the mine or the table in case of our Keshe Foundation demonstration in Beijing, or in the military installation somewhere in China where the gold mine was nearby. Each of these conditions, there is an environmental factor operating, and the emotion of gold making from the energy level to the matter state is different in each of these instances. So the emotion, in a way, is interacting with the environment to adapt the condition in which the goal can manifest. So the fields are not the same in each and every instance. And this factor, this is something we have to learn and to be aware of in making the transmutation. So Mr. Keshe emphasized that the emotion, yes, there are physical conditions or the condition of fields that takes you very close to the goal making process, but this additional element of emotion, the feeling that of goal making, not just in the soul level, but in the condition of the physicality, has to be taken into account. So all our emotions, be it at the physical level and the soul of physicality level and the soul of man level, all of them cooperate in a way to bring the manifestation. So it's actually a comprehensive operation. And there is a, there is an intention, then there is a need, which is of the physical nature. We would like to make gold, but the physical nature, be it the military complex in China or the gold mine somewhere on the planet, the condition there has to be there as well. So it's a cooperation of both these levels. And once again, emotion is dictating the terms in going from the intentionality to the level of manifestation, which is gold. So I gave several examples in why the time factor is a very important thing to consider, and the emotion dictates the time of manifestation and the speed at which the manifestation process works. So the importance is for us to engage the emotion in a manner that is appropriate to the environment. And Mr. Keshe, today we heard Mr. Keshe talking about plasma devices, which has ethics and things of that nature. Here, the transmission of ethics from us to the device, this is something, again, falls along this line. So it's not that, we can just do the device. It comes with a certain attribute, which is intended by the creator of it. So this also relates to the fact that these devices are not anybody could make it. Mr. Keshe actually emphasized that. It comes with the intentionality of the creator. At one level, it's the Keshe Foundation, and at another level, it's the individuals that are contributing to making such devices. Now, devices are physical manifestation, but they operate at the energy level. So this is something we are in the face of. And our neighbors, the 3IF plus and the 2R phenomena that we are noticing, is bringing the urgency of our transmutation capacity to the forefront. And the reason I bring all of these up is that the time has come for us to step up, and all of us, to whatever extent we can, to make this a reality. The reality where the time factor in transmutation is part of our understanding, part of our experimentation, and part of our reality. Thank you very much. That will be all for today. If there is any question, today's stuff is a bit on the technical side, but still there is a lot of other aspect to it, which is important for all of us to be aware of. And we can get into more details if anybody has any question, certain line of thinking. Thank you. And anybody else want to add to it? I welcome them.
Yes, thank you, my dear Moshe. Thank you so much. I just want to add that really, you have said it so beautifully. And yes, transmutation in all level, in the level of energies is going on. And we have to understand ourselves also, our true self, and aligning with the cosmic events that is coming. It is very necessary now. And as you know, 3i Atlas or R2, when we wanted to see, it appeared in a way. So everybody has this connection with cosmic, this R2 and 3i Atlas, ancient of course, but still so much in beauty and totality, asking us, what's new? Can you tell me? And as humanity, I will say, yes, this world is, I have this mobile. You don't know about it? And the 3i Atlas said, no, 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 we don't know about this mobile. Can you teach me about this mobile? Yes, where are the gardens we have seen thousands of years ago? Those are all washed off, cut out. Very few things are left. But whatever is left is going to be in this peaceful way. So these are the interaction, energy interaction. And it is when we see a high-speed train, like, a high-speed train coming, you can see that it looks like it's standing still. It's still, but it is in the maximum high motion, and it suddenly comes. It suddenly comes. The same with the 3i Atlas and R2 and many other um, energies that are in manifesting. So that is the way they will come, and suddenly they will appear and interact with everybody. Every individual can interact in a way, because as a homemaker, well, of course, broken the universal law. There was never a home we created, but now we understand whatever is left is precious. So, and this is precious for 3i Atlas and R2 and many other galactic interstellar objects that are coming. So thank you, Moshfik, my dear. These energies are beautiful. Yes, the friction will be there, and this is massive, and this is the friction will be there, and Earth will shed her skin again to be an ascended being. So ascended being, like so teachers on both sides, an old, a new. So thank you so much, my dear Moshfik. Salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, and the formal transmutation tests continue. This is a way to keep the Keshe Foundation free for humanity, but it also, in a way, or facilitates our ability to open a new life and a new dimension, even though we're already, in a way, operating in this other dimension in many aspects of our lives already. In this transmutation process, I guess it's, in a way, increasing our awareness and our ability to be comfortable more and more in operating in this sort of dimension of energy. But the main idea is to keep the Keshe Foundation free. Everybody seems to experience different things, and this is also leading to just what we heard with the computers. It's not 0 and 1 anymore. It's 0, 1 plus emotions. And of course, if you can't participate in these because you just feel a bit uncomfortable about perhaps being a paid guinea pig, you can actually pay for someone else to be a guinea pig and make a donation to the Keshe Foundation that they'll find someone who'd like to participate in this process. The beauty of the October sessions, it's 2 for 1 apparently, where there'll be 2 sessions in October. They're not advertising it as that, but Mr. Keshe had mentioned there may be 2. And he said they're developing some new materials that may if I understand it correctly, a possible communication with perhaps some of these entities, even though we're doing these things, as he said. Why do you come in and say what you experienced in the transmutation? Because you're doing it all the time anyway. It's just that we don't have the awareness of it. We're heavily weighted on the matter state, most of us. So you can buy a ticket for someone else, you can buy a ticket for yourself. The process may continue, but the main idea, as I stated, is to keep the Keshe Foundation free for humanity. And it's beautiful to know that what we see in the depths of the universe, we actually see in the depths of the soul of the man. And this is that energy dimension that we're starting to explore and open up a little bit more. As Mr. Keshe said, we're opening the mystery of the matter state of the entity to its energies. And I think this is part of that. And you may receive a small gift for participating in this. I don't mean a mystery box or something else like that, but just within your own structure, and see how you feel after you've engaged in this process. And of course, there's other ways, as we know. You can have a coin wallet. There's many other offers in the store if this is not something that's acceptable to you. The One Nation Network, the coin wallet, the mystery boxes for Halloween and Christmas, the research centers, which sounds quite impressive, and of course the transmutation testing, which we're mentioning here. So join us if you can, and keep the Keshe Foundation and its development and advancement of humanity free, without encumbrances. And this is part of the process of making that happen. Thank you.
Thank you, my
We,
dear Rick. Needs it. Oh,
I'm sorry. That is the wishes for need and wishes. Sorry, I read the first wish. We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of the leaders and the population throughout the American continent to live in harmony, respecting each nation as equal. Our wish is our command. Thank you.
we, the Universal Council, give freely from our soul to elevate the soul of the leaders to achieve peace in the Middle East now. Our wish is our command. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give through our souls that Russia and Ukraine can find peace for the sake of all the families of this planet. And we are present with this wish, and our wish is our command.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Is there any, my dear Rick, is there any question or a comment as we are all learning? Thank you, my dear Rick. So much. Welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I cut out
Rick.
momentarily there. I don't what happened. It restarted my Zoom. In any case, we do have some other needs and wishes that have come up
Okay.
in our chat. There's a mention from Marion who says,
Can you
Mr.
see,
Keshe.
can you see
Or-
the background? You see? Change it. Thank you.
Maybe I need to reshare. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Right. So we have a comment in the chat from Marion who says, Mr. Keshe, we are honored to invite you to Romania, where we are trying to test in November an etheric antenna, a receptor, and a little generator, 10 kilowatts for emergency situations. Your Romanian students are trying to make something for humanity, peace and love. Okay, thank you for that.
Beautiful. Peace and love to you too, my dear. Thank you. Thank you.
And Marion, just remember the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group is a platform where you could share more about it.
Thank you, Mark. And if a reminder, if you could host me back and I'll co-host you back, that would be good as well.
Okay, sorry, didn't notice.
It actually momentarily cut out, and that's where the co-host comes in and becomes the host. And okay, you're automatically co-host, so that's good. Okay, thank you. And let me see, there's something else. Oh, yes. Tender in our YouTube is asking, why do they call it 3-eye atlas? Why atlas? She says an atlas contains information about mineralogy and geology, population, customs and traditions, and history of society, biology and habitat, and plants and animals. However, the atlas has nothing to do with those things, so far as I can tell. What it is the 3-eye atlas entity was named Atlas because of the program of the telescope that first discovered the object. And it was an Atlas. It was Atlas is the name of the program of that telescope. And that's the way they name these objects in space now. When it's a new object, it gets named after the program of the telescope that found it, strangely enough. And she goes on to say, brought or contained in what form? In a macrochip? Made of what components? What is energy of matter made of? And on the outside, naturally nano-coated rock. So do we have any
But we have this
comments
the whole
in
thing.
response to that?
It's it's quite unknown to us in a way, as we are unknown, quite unknown to 3i Atlas. That 3i Atlas is also in a way living life with full of life, but many maximally we don't understand now as far humanity is concerned. So as it closes, as the interaction will be more intense, we will know about all, in both the way. Thank you.
Right, and apparently the soul of the man and the daughter of Mitra are going to have some sort of role to play in these interactions. Again, everything has not been revealed to us fully.
But on the other hand, Mr. Keshe did have some things to say, and perhaps Tender should listen to the whole workshop, the previous workshop, and the one before that also had quite a bit of information, as well as the X platform. And I think Mr. Keshe talked about the idea of hollowed out rock, essentially a hollowed out asteroid that could be used as a spaceship. I mean, in a way, it's the perfect protection as a spaceship, and you have your reactor in the center, hollowed out part, and that's where people live, and or let's say beings live. It won't necessarily be people, but and we know that there is a high nickel content associated with the 3i Atlas in particular. But there's still many mysteries, and perhaps in the next Knowledge Seekers workshop, Mr. Keshe will reveal more of those mysteries.
Rick, we have seen the film of Steven Spielberg's Transformers, and in that picture there was this. Well, it's a science fiction film, so there was this asteroids coming from the whole sky, like lighting up, and this asteroid dropped in backyards also, and they turned that. We understand that now they became the spaceships, small spaceships, and these transformers came out of this spaceship. The whole world is like that. So in a way, we don't know. We can't fully understand. But the coming is so um, both we have to understand to be in this unknown realm. Also, we have to understand that we will be learning, and they will be learning too, as the interaction will be intense. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
have a comment from Enrique in the YouTube. I'm not quite clear on what he wants, but it seems like he says, can we give talks too some of these weeks? I have to leave now, but I do not hesitate to write down my address in France. He gives an address in France, and that was it. So I think we'll have to wait and see if he can connect with the Universal Council, perhaps in a different way. I will write down the address here and put it in the hosts and panelists chat. Oops. Maybe not so easy. Try it again.
Maybe for the French chat, write in French chat. So
Yeah, I'm just
the
putting
Telegram.
his name and address in our host and panelists chat here, so that Universal Council people can access it and get a hold of him if he would like to do a presentation. Maybe he's not able to work through the usual media ways, and old-fashioned mail might be the best way for that person. Anyway, it's in the chat for the Universal Council to contact Enrique, and perhaps he has something he would like to present. Okay, let's see.
Read the chat, the Telegram, when write, find the information.
Pardon me? Chat and Telegram?
Yes, in French, no problem. When they need, write, and maybe write, I need contact with the Universal Council, and maybe maybe it's a personal information, write in private, but when the people ask, write in private. So
Yeah, I can't. He's gone now, and it won't do any good to. I'd have to find the French Telegram group in order to
yeah,
contact him and so on.
I see, but I don't know what is the address for that chat. So
Okay. Okay, I think that's it for other. Just looking here. Yeah, it seems to be it for other needs and wishes. So perhaps we should move on. Is there anything else before we go to our ending here?
Thank you, my dear Rick. Before we go, all the love always. So, dear beautiful souls, we are here to serve, not to be served, the key of what we are. So, thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Swagatam again to the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization, to the beautiful energy of all souls in existence, as we are all universal souls, dear beautiful souls. Looking from the sky, we are like shining stars. So, thank you so much. Thank you for being here always with so much love, so much peace, so much abundance in your heart and soul. Beautiful soul. So, join, hug, come home.
Can I
Thank
do
you
a
so much.
little what?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, only say thank you so much and invite, please continue. Focus it all the time for elevate the soul of the all leaders across the world. Because we are the soul of the peace. It depends us achieve the peace. And thank you for that. Forgive freely your soul permanently. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Yes, of course, we are one soul of peace. And thank you for being here always. And the Universal Council. Salam, namaste, salut.
Okay, very good. Thanks to all the members and support members of the Universal Council today for yet another weekly presentation, number 399. We'll be into 400 next week at the same time and place. That'll be next Tuesday, October 14th. And our next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which I host every week starting on Wednesday, October 8th, this particular week. And it will start at 7 a.m. Central European Time. And we go for several hours of discussions and sharing of the plasma technology. So it's open to anyone who would like to participate. Whether you have something to show and tell, that would be lovely. Or if you just like to observe, that's also appreciated. And again, 7 a.m. Central European Time on Wednesday, October 8th. Okay, I think that's it. Well, other than we should mention the Knowledge Seekers Workshop, which is every Thursday, and it's almost always at 9 a.m. Central European Time. And again, that's with Mr. Keshe, and he will be talking about the latest information and knowledge that's becoming available in the world of plasma. All right, I think that's almost it for today.
And the reaction is to dance and clap. Dance and clap, clap. Dear beautiful souls, always be in love, be in peace, be in joy, blessings of Ma. Thank you, beautiful souls. Join the dance.
Thank you for the intro, Shweta, as your usual enthusiastic manner, for the flight management spaceship unit music version that indeed you can clap and dance your way into the day. Okay, bye.
Sorry, Rick. The people from we need contact from French community may be told with Abraham for correct way to get it, the chat the French community because can't find the correct address. Sorry, thank you.
Yes, I'm sure members of the community can take care of that. Okay, bye for now, and we'll go out with their flight enhancement spaceship unit.